Hey folks, welcome in. Welcome in. Paramay Trades here. Paramay's Trade Journal. We're going to take a look at OATS, something I think that we covered on the Commitment of Traders report on Friday, but we didn't do a separate video. I said I was going to do a separate video for this. And today is the 29th, so let's get that right. Market is open. Looking ahead. I know we generally don't do a lot of grains, but this one is definitely worth a look because this is blazing with commercial interest. So we've got just about zero. So that's an even split. Hopefully we've got that data right. So what we're going to do is just take a quick look at the legacy report and see if this is accurate. Oh, so what we don't have positions. We don't have a position on OATS. That's why. So this is discouraging because we don't have any data here. So I wonder if we can find it somewhere else. So we've got a big goose egg here, and that's a problem because that reflects on the numbers. But this has been, unless it's zero, it's quite possible it's zero. How can we let's take a look at the OATS chart and maybe we can find something here. We're looking at the May contract. So $17. Well, this looks much different here. So this looks positive. Well, we need the difference of the two, right? So let's just see if we can find a number to plug in here and see where they are. So they are net short, but by how much I don't know. Well, that's last week's numbers. So we either don't have a change or we've got an even split. It's as of March 17th. So this data is from March 17th. We do not have March 24th's data on OATS. I do not know why. Whoop. We do not have the data on OATS. That's really strange. And I've seen that happen before with OATS where we just don't. Let's look at the legacy report too. Drill down the grains here. No, and that's all we've got. So we'll take a look at the commitment of traders, on bar charts here, just to see if we can find anything on OATS. And it just, what do we got? Nothing. We've got no data. We've got nothing to work with, but it's still a bullish chart anyway. Based on last week's numbers. So this week's numbers, if it holds, I don't know why we don't have the data, but can we assume that maybe it's just, we'll go with the same numbers. And I think we're getting quite similar. Where is the data from OATS? Very interesting, very interesting. But let's just take a look at the chart anyway. The last 2 weeks, commercial interest has been getting pretty bullish. As we reported in the CoT roundup, these are relatively low numbers, and we've got a nice swing pivot going. So, higher low, your lower low, and your higher low on this side. So, is OATS going to run here? I think we can make a case for it. I think it's definitely on our watch list. Not a very fun chart to play with, that's for sure. Let's see if we can bring up a higher time frame to find something to work with. Something that looks a little better than this. I mean, same business. We've got the same business with the pivot low here. I like it. I think it's good. boom, boom, and then we get a technical test going up in here, and maybe get some upside. So let's find a descending high pattern, at least with the channel, to see if we've got some back testing. Not quite there yet. We're in this area where it looks like it could break this channel. We could get out of this on the 4 hour. It's a little bit more helpful. And where would it be our target if we do want to get bullish in this? So we got a nice W pattern working for us too. Is OATS going to run this week? Does this look like an accumulating pattern? I think so. I'd like to see this break up, break out, and away we go. I think OATS can run. I would not probably want to be a buyer right about here. I would wait till maybe this came down a little bit on the WPR. But 4 hour sentiment really low down here, market sentiment, and that's usually a pretty good cue for us. I like this chart. I really do. So here's our support range. Are we going to find support where it found once before? So this was acting like a nice area of confluence. So I mean, this chart looks really good, especially if we want to align ourselves with commercial interest here. This looks like, sometimes this is a little hard to do with the channels, so we pick the most recent high that we can work with, use the regression line, and say, okay, we're in the top half of this, because it's hard to get a channel to work with on this. Descending high patterns, but we'll go with the first pivot low. Let's get rid of this regression line. So, low value area look pretty good. The pivot looks pretty good. Can we get up into that higher value area and find some support up in here to get a turn on OATS? I think the chart looks good. I think come down a little bit, and I mean there's quite a bit of whip going on. That's a nice candle. That's a nice pivot candle. These are rather bullish candles, right? One would think. So a lot of fighting going on in this area. Do we have the case for accumulation? And I think we do. Yeah, I'd like to see a break of this upper channel, find some support, and break out of this downtrend. We can make a case for it. I like OATS right here. That's all I got to say about it. Not the most impressive chart to work with, but it's giving some pretty good indications. Very subtle. Back here as well with the swing pivot. Did not push lower. Found a nice accumulation in this zone. Working with the low, working with the high, and we get a nice breakout. Is that a nice bullish W working for us? It's hard to detect on the daily, but it looks like it's there. And then a break, and then away we go. So we tack on a ascending channel to this. We can find some ascending highs. Then we're kind of very hip to when this is going to start to break down, and where there might be some opportunity. So even though it's broke to the upside, it really hung out at this level of point of control, this middle line, and it looked pretty strong for a little while. It hung on to that channel as long as it possibly could. And then we had a nice break. And that was probably an opportunity to go short here. And plenty of opportunities to, retest of some of these areas up in here. Bounce, retrace, and another opportunity. So where were comms during all this business too? Were they true to our leading indicator on the daily that would have told us that this didn't look like it was going to go any higher? And there it is. Comms are looking pretty bearish here, not very optimistic, underneath the 20% line, which is what we call extreme. So once we broke here, yeah, that looked like it was time to maybe get some short scalping going on here. And then do we have a nice bullish W working for us again? We do. On a little bit of the retrace. So that looked good. And then where we get this nice M top, right? And comms on the 6-month index looked like they were, shifting their weight a little bit. Not quite at extremes, but a little bit of an indication that OATS might move a little. WPR in the oversold range. And that seems like a real complicated chart to follow here. A lot of noise going on, but a nice upward move. Nice bullish W, nice little scalp play. Look like we got that M top. Did break the high, just briefly, but we got a nice. That's a strong candle right there. Strong initiative, I think, by the bears, and they couldn't climb higher. We got this. Do we have a range to work with? Range high, range low, and it looks like it just couldn't get back up over it. And then not a lot of optimism again by commercial interests. So they were holding for probably like 2 or 3 weeks into this area of, from what we can tell, if we've got the data that we're, from bar chart here, seems to be a little holy with OATS. Market sentiment diminishing. It's really low. We've got this WPR in these, kind of oversold territory. It looks like we had a nice little bouncer here. So I would be looking for, and look at this too. Open interest is pretty low. Pretty low. Much lower, relative low compared to what it usually is. And it's hovering right in that relative low range as it is. So high on the open interest looks like it's up around 6,000, and we're down the 2,000 range. Extremely low is, sub 1,000 on the open interest contracts, but this is encouraging. This is very encouraging because both the 3-year index and the 6-month index are much higher than they have been within the last year. So I think OATS, we've got a case for OATS here to trek higher. And if it goes, I think it's going to go here. Let's see if we can get a quick, cleaner chart to look at. Let's just go back to the 4-hour and just need some more data. Where do we got support and resistance here? It's 180. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I mean, here's your low for the year. And this is where it looks like it's accumulating. So we broke down the lows, and this looks like a really good low value area that may have interest commercials. Even down here, market sentiment really low. So moving up. I like it. I like the chart. I think it can climb here. That's what I gotta say about OATS. That's all I gotta say about OATS. Man, nice accumulation going. Break this outer channel. Yeah, it looks like it's already trying to do that. Yeah. All right, for playing OATS, I would watch them because this looks like a really good chart to play if you want to go long on OATS. I would let it retrace or it looked like it already got some technical test work done here. So maybe it can hang out a little bit longer, and this looks like a nice accumulation bottom. You know, higher lows on each side, lower low. This looks like a nice swing pivot. Okay, that's all I got to say about OATS. Happy Sunday. Happy market open. Should be an interesting week of trading. If you'd like to check us out, we're hanging out in Discord. Discord's a community chat group. We've got some open channels for discussion. The charts that we usually do in the videos are almost always posted there, as well as the video content as well. I post my trades, so you're more than welcome to view those as well. Thanks for stopping in, and thanks for subscribing, and the comments, we really enjoy those. I hope you find yourself on the profitable side of the trade, and we'll see you on the next video.